Alright, I want to do a real quick video about the things that I dislike about the F-150. So, kick this thing right off. I got a 2015 F-150 with the 2.7 liter EcoBoost. And the number one thing that I don't like, first and foremost, are these B-pillar appliques. Now, this is the B-pillar, this is the A-pillar, this is the B. I guess that would be the C-pillar. But the B-pillar appliques, in my opinion, aren't the best because while they look great brand new, it doesn't take long for it to just attract a million swirl marks. And I don't know if you can see it in this video, but in real life, this is swirl marks. Just going through the normal car wash and weather, it gets swirl marks really easily. So some models don't have this polished look. They have a more of a matte finish that looks more like this piece of trim. And I think it'd just be fine if they just put that on more trucks. Maybe this is more like a platinum kind of thing. That's actually how it used to be. It used to only be like this polished look for platinum or really high trim levels, maybe lariats. But now they've added this to the XLTs, this polished look here. And the problem with that is just it's very beautiful when you first get it, but it just gets swirl marks. Number two, the second thing I don't like about this 2015 F-150, and I want to say that I do love this truck, and I will have to be pretty much nitpicking at it just to find the things that I don't like, but there are a few things I don't like. So, number two, the B-pillar, again the B-pillar, but on the inside, when you go to check your blind spot, in my opinion, it's too wide. So every time you go look over your shoulder, for me, I look right at the B-pillar. So I have to use the mirrors a little more, and I have to be able to really kind of look up. And then part of the problem is that my seating position is really far back. So naturally, when I look back, I see the B-pillar. And in my opinion, they just made the B-pillars too big. Let's take a look here for comparison. Another truck. I got a F-252. So on the F-150, I want to show you guys how wide the B-pillars are. So just for comparison, here's my hand, and I'm stretching as long as I can. Let's see. Maybe if I have to use my pinky because it's a little bit bigger. But look how wide the B-pillars are on the F-150. Now let's compare it to the F-250. On the F-250, the B-pillars are much smaller. So when you're checking your blind spot, you have that much more visibility. And it does take a toll. Like, look at just the back. The rear windows are just this big. And then your fronts are just that big. So let's compare this. I'm going to use this precise measuring tool. And I'm not going to move my fingers at all. And we'll compare this exact size to the size of the F-150. Alright, now look at that. That's how much bigger the B-pillars are on the F-150. And my wife's edge is right here, so let's see how this one looks. These are pretty good. I don't know. What's this? Some kind of weird. That's for another video, though. So yeah, the B-pillars. That's number two. To me, they're too wide. It's hard to check your blind spot. Number three would be the seating. So the seats are great and everything, but I think the seating doesn't go low enough. It goes really high, but it doesn't go low enough. So there's no point in time where I'll ever sit this high. It's like almost level with the center console. There's no point in time that I ever be sitting that high, unless maybe if I was snow plowing. But this truck can't plow snow. So, if I were plowing snow, this would be great. But this truck can't plow snow, so maybe that'd be cooler in the 250. But one gripe that I have is, like, when you're lowering the seat, I think the cars that I had in the past went a little bit lower. And I would like my seat to be like all the way on the floor. It's not a deal breaker. It's not that big a deal, but I just wish the seats would go a little bit lower than this. I know they go lower in Chevys, basically down to the floor in Chevys, and I just like that seating position. Probably not the safest way to drive, but you know, maybe it's better. Maybe it's better for me that it don't go too low. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the dislikes. I don't have too many more. I want to point out some bonus features that you guys probably don't know about. If you've sticked around this long to watch this video, I'll show you guys some bonus stuff. So number one, this truck is aluminum, so it shouldn't rust. But I mean, let's be real. Eventually, there could be some kind of corrosion that happens with aluminum. Now, the difference with aluminum is it doesn't rust through and form like rust holes. When aluminum corrodes, it seals itself, so it can corrode, but it won't rust out. And if it ever did, it'd take a really, really, really long time. But you know, they did change the paint process, so it's just not like the old style aluminum where you see it like bubbling up. They improved the paint process, but I mean, you can see where they've beefed up the paint a little bit so that it won't corrode. I mean, even with steel, like, it's not that they just rust. Like, something has to penetrate the paint first, and then it'll start to rust. So on here, on the bottom of the doors, all this is extra thick paint, and you can see it. It looks like an orange peel almost, but this is extra coating across the whole bottom of the truck and the bottom of the doors. So what happens is, as your tires are spraying road grime up at your fenders, you need a little bit of extra protection to prevent corrosion down here. And there's extra paint. There's little covers throughout the truck. But one thing you'll notice, if you're worried about cab corners rotting out on your truck, check this out. These cab corners, if you look here, there's a little line here. They're actually plastic. They're not part of the truck. And this is like the prime spot where your truck starts to rot out first. And it's the hardest part for a body shop to fix, because they can't do any metal work in here because you have to take the bed off. So if you ever have cab corner rot or cab corner rust, and this is a prime spot for it to happen, it's really expensive to fix it. But Ford made their cab corners removable, and they're actually plastic. So if you want it, you could actually reach back here and pop this cab corner out, and it's not metal and it's not part of the stamping. So literally, when they're building this truck, there's guys that have these and they pop them in before the bed goes on. So this will never rot. This is plastic. It will never rot out, which is a really cool feature. They also have these other little tricks up their sleeve. I think most manufacturers have something like this where the rocks and debris will kick up. This will be protected by this plastic here that's added. Now, that's not on every model, but I think on the XLTs you'll at least get that. So yeah, that's just a little hidden feature that I forgot to mention in the other videos. But anyway, my name's Sean. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.